So you're watching this because you're either keeping tabs on what GMC is doing with the new Sierra, or maybe you just stumbled onto this and have zero idea that the truck's getting a complete overhaul. There's not really a middle ground here. You're either deep in the truck forums checking every rumor, or you had no clue this was happening until about 15 seconds ago. Here's the thing though, the 2027 Sierra isn't just getting a facelift. GMC is redesigning the entire truck from the ground up. New platform, new powertrains, new tech. And if you're even remotely thinking about picking up a half-ton truck in the next couple of years, this one's worth paying attention to. We've got the latest spy shots, confirmed details on what's actually changing under the skin, and some real surprises that GMC hasn't officially announced yet. So stick around. We're breaking down exactly what makes the 2027 Sierra different, what it means for you, and whether it actually lives up to the hype. The engine problem that nearly killed the brand. Here's probably the biggest reason to actually wait for the all-new model. The current truck's reputation took a beating, and it all comes down to one word: engines. GMC and Chevy slapped DFM, cylinder deactivation system, on their half-tons a few years back to help with fuel economy numbers. Sounds good on paper, except it didn't work that way. Broken valve lifters, rough idle, and misfires are things you can hear more common. That's basically every gremlin you don't want showing up in a brand new truck. It took a while for the GM to do something. Way too long, but it's finally happening. They're ripping the whole engine strategy apart and starting over. $888 million are invested into brand new plants where the next generation of V8s will be built from the ground up. This is a hot topic, and Army of Fans is looking for the first output numbers. 2 new engines are in development. There's a 5.7-liter that'll produce around 400 horsepower, and a bigger 6.6-liter that's targeting somewhere between 480 and 490 ponies. Earlier whispers had that larger engine hitting 550, so we might even see those numbers improve before launch. But what really matters here is that General Motors is dropping DFM entirely. That system caused too much damage, and even if it works perfectly going forward, people remember the repair bills, and that's not something you get over quickly. Now, the real question is whether people who got burned by the current generation will actually come back. New engines need time to prove themselves in the real world. You can have all the engineering specs in the world, but trust takes years to rebuild. Still, moves like this show General Motors understands the problem and is serious about fixing it. The fans are watching, and so far, they like what they're seeing. The fresh look and what's happening inside. The current Sierra has been running strong since 2019. But we're now 8 years into that generation cycle. That's usually when GMs start thinking about a clean slate. The design isn't ancient or anything, but there's a difference between not outdated and keeping up with where the market's headed right now. GMC wants the 2027 to feel modern, purposeful, different from everything else on the road. The spy shots are already out, and even underneath all that heavy camo, you can spot some real changes. There's a completely redesigned front end with sharper lighting. Those quad exhaust tips are a dead giveaway. The wheel arches are bigger too, which usually signals bolder proportions overall. GMC is making sure people know this truck means business. What's happening inside isn't boring. The test mules have been locked down pretty tight, but you can still catch glimpses of what's coming. That heavily camouflaged dashboard is telling us GMC's doing a complete overhaul of the cabin layout. They couldn't hide that massive dual-screen setup that handles both digital gauges and infotainment. And it won't just be reserved for the high-end Denali trim. Then there's the software side. General Motors is launching Ultifi, the in-house infotainment system that will completely replace Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A bold move, for sure. Some people freaked out when they heard this, but Ultifi is deeply integrated with GM's Super Cruise hands-free driving system, offering an experience tailored specifically for GM trucks. The new system is built on Linux, which allows GM to open it up to third-party developers who can create apps and services. The real strength is the flexibility. Computing platform can deliver 10 times more software updates for new features than their old system, which means your truck keeps getting better even after you drive it off the lot. New features arrive through over-the-air updates, similar to how your phone gets improvements. The bad thing: everything works through subscriptions. GM expects Ultifi to generate between $20 and $25 billion in annual software revenue by 2030, and that money's coming straight from your pocket. Research suggests customers would have to pay up to $135 per month for various subscription-based apps and features. And you're also losing CarPlay and Android Auto, services you already pay for through your phone. Add in the data collection concerns. Everything you drive gets monitored and monetized, plus the reality that used car buyers could lose access to premium features entirely. And the innovation starts feeling more like a cash grab. Bold move for sure, but let's not judge it yet. When will you get it? Where it's made, and what it'll cost? The tariff situation actually works in the new Sierra's favor. General Motors took heat for loading these things up with Chinese components that tend to fail, and when those parts break, good luck finding replacements at your local dealer. The supply chain nightmare is real, but with new trade policies making imports trickier, General Motors is investing in building more of its trucks domestically. That means better quality control, faster repairs, and parts actually sitting on shelves instead of taking months to arrive. It's not flashy like a new engine or fresh styling, but it's the kind of thing that matters 5 years into ownership when something inevitably needs service. The catch is obvious though. Building everything here costs more, and that $888 million investment has to be covered as well. New platform, new powertrains, higher labor costs, everything stacks up. The 2027 Sierra is going to carry a noticeably higher price tag than what you're paying for the current generation. How much higher? That hasn't been confirmed yet, but expect it to be significant. The good news is you won't be waiting forever. Test mules are already out there, which tells you the pickup is in the final development stages. The all-new Sierra will launch as a 2027 model, and we're expecting the official debut at one of the major auto shows late in the year. From there, it's probably a spring or early summer dealer arrival, which means you could realistically have one parked in your driveway by mid-27.